Good morning, friends. I hope everyone's doing okay today. It's a beautiful morning outside. So I hope you got outside and collected up some of the things I asked you to get for this activity. Remember, at any time you can just stop the video and do a part of it, rewind it, and take a look and figure out what you need next. I would recommend watching the whole thing first and then deciding exactly what you want to do and going from there, okay? So let's get started. First thing you need, we're going to have to do is make the canvas. And to make the canvas, we need our box board. Now, I've got, my bubbly that I drink all the time, my flavored sparkling water. So you guys are good at this. You know exactly what to do. You need to open up that box to make the net. Like it's flat, and we did this in school, and you can see all the different rectangular faces that make up this box when it's put together, okay? Remember, that's called the net. So I've got my box board, and what I want to do is decide how big I want to make my frame. And when I say we're making a canvas, the reason why we're doing this, guys, is I don't know about you, but I don't have any canvases at home. You might. But at school, I would have probably just done this with cardboard anyway. So what I did was I actually had some old picture frames. You don't need this part. Don't ask anyone to go out and buy a picture frame. But you might ask an adult at home if there's an old picture frame that nobody's really using anymore. I actually had these up in a cupboard. So I got my picture frame and I took the back out of the picture frame, and the cool thing about that is now I have my exact rectangular piece that's going to fit inside. So what I'm going to do is use this to trace the background of my picture. So you can do it on whatever color you want. You're going to do both a piece of paper, so colored paper if you'd like. White paper looks great. And you're also going to trace out the piece on the cardboard. So you need both. And the reason you need both is that the box board is going to make the paper solid and firm so that you have a really good base to put your artwork on. If you just did this on paper, it would be too flimsy. And your pieces, when it dries, once the paper moves, the pieces will come off, okay? So all I'm going to do is take my box and I'm going to lay my template, my rectangle, right down on top, hold it flat, and let's see if you can see that. Hold it flat, and I'm using a Sharpie just so you guys can see it on the screen. You don't need to use a Sharpie, you can just use a pencil. And I traced all the way around the two shorter sides and the two longer sides, and then I have my rectangle. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut out my rectangle, and I already have one cut out, so I'm not going to bother showing you that. And do the exact same thing with your paper. So if you want to use white, if you want to use colored paper, doesn't matter, whatever you have as your background. So I have my two pieces. I'll just cut out my pink background here. Okay, so I have my two pieces, and I can tell I didn't actually check this properly. Let's see here. I'll cut that all out. You see how I held my fingers? We've done this before again, guys. Remember, if you hold something solid as you cut around it, you have to put pressure on it. You don't want the paper to move, but you can trim the edges and make them nice and organized. So there we go. So there's my box board on the back and my paper on the front. And all I want to do is using my white glue, put a really, really thin line of glue right near the edge. And again, we've done all of these things before. you know what to do. And then I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to put it right on top and just really gently press down around the edges. Okay? I don't want to see big lines of glue in there. All right? So you got to go really, really gentle with the glue. Okay? Remember, a little dab will do you. Okay, so now I have my frame, or well, not really a frame, it's a canvas. So I have my canvas. Now, you're going to want to make probably a couple of these because the other activity I have for us to do also uses one. I won't show you how to make that again. You know what to do now. So there it is. And you'll see, right? It doesn't bend when I wave it. It's solid. And so whether or not I put my work in a frame, or whether it just stands alone like this, it's going to be strong enough to stand up. And so there you go. You can see how that frame is going to fit inside the box. Okay? All right. So that's building the frame. That took a little bit of a long time. Sorry about that.